I felt like that was a hell of a game. Felt like a NCAA tournament game. That's the vibe I had the whole time. They're a really good team, Texas. Give them a lot of credit. What Sean has done, put together. Very good team, defensively, physical. Everything was difficult. For 40 minutes, and both teams I think wanted to win badly. Just credit my guys when we got down 10 in the second half. A lot of teams would have maybe not been able to respond, but we were able to make plays both ends of the floor and get back in it. So it was a testament to how their resilience and what they've been doing so far. So.
All right, any questions for the players? We'll have hand mics if you could raise your hand. Yep.
Mo, Aiden O'Neill, Blaze Radio. Firstly, you started off a little slower, but you stayed with it, getting to the free throw line. How were you able to just stay in this game and ultimately ending with 36?
It's just I stay in the gym. So if I'm missing, if I'm turning the ball over, it's basketball. You're not going to be perfect the whole game. That's my mentality. Just stay in it, because when my teammates get down, I'm the one that's telling them to stay in it. So how can I not stay in it myself?
If no one has any other questions, I'll just say, heck, man, I played in this tournament, and I never played as good as you played, my man. So
That's
hats off.
It's coming from an MVP, so that's pretty strong.
That's crazy. I got an MVP.
Yeah. Mo, I don't know how I'm back here in the back left. I don't know how you felt against Gonzaga, but there seemed to be a couple times where you guys were thinking we belong here, but maybe didn't know you belong here.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like that at all watching you guys against Texas. It felt like the whole game you guys knew you belonged. Can you kind of compare and contrast the two feelings of home against Gonzaga and then the way you guys just played?
Yeah, so our first game against Gonzaga was a home game, which was everybody's first big test against a ranked team. So, and we all mid-majors. So I feel like we played hard, but we could have won that game. And coach said that was the last moral victory. We didn't transfer to play high majors. We transferred to beat high majors. So that was my message to them. We not about to keep getting moral victories.
All right. Hey, will you answer that too?
Same thing. No more moral victories. We got to grind it out, man.
For both of you, you had to step up as guards with the bigs out. How did you counteract that? They had foul trouble, but you guys really had some foul trouble with Masamba getting in some foul trouble. How did you counteract, needing to step up as guards?
We just had to. I always how you say it? Emphasize dog minutes. When it come down to dog minutes, is who wanted more, and I know my team gonna want it more
For sure.
I will say about Pig, and I know Mo had the big game, but you're playing against a Sean Miller team on defense. It's like going to the dentist trying to score. And Pig early in that game, I thought did a great job offensively, getting to the basket, getting some points on the board for us so we get our feet under us in the game.
Coach mentioned your resiliency. Where does that come from? There was no panic from you folks at all during the game, even down 10. Where do you guys get that from?
Just practices. I feel like our practices are harder than games. Some people throw up in practice. We play literally to exhaustion in practice. So if all we got is a 40-minute game, it should be no question why our effort isn't the highest.
Bobby, speaking on effort, it feels like this team just has a different juice and a connectivity. Do you feel like that's the same way, especially on the defensive end?
Yeah, I've felt like that really since the guys have been working in the summer and then the new guys arrived in September, some of our international guys, and the chemistry of the group has always been good on and off the court. The guys seem to get along very well and play unselfishly and play the right way, and it's just been a pleasure to coach these guys.
Any other questions for the players before we let them go?
Pig, one more for you based on what Coach said about your first half. Were you just taking what the defense gives you, or did you feel like my team needs a lift right now because your spin move, your reverse, your and one? I mean, there was some serious juice that it was clear watching that you guys seemed to need. Just reviewing the defense, or was it actually kind of more of an attack mode?
Take what the defense give you. My team was down. We needed to push, so I attacked the rim. That's what I do.
All right, let's let the players go back to your teammates. And any questions for Coach Hurley?
Thanks, guys.
Bobby, I just want to know if you've had any time to reflect stepping back into this building and especially getting a signature win like this for your program, it all kind of coming together. Have you taken a moment?
Yeah, I've been here, I think it was like 30 years ago. So it's, and then walking in for practice yesterday, it felt really cool to be back here. All the memories of playing in the event kind of came back to me.
I got two for you, Bobby. Your brother was here last year. He didn't do so well, didn't win a game. He was not as big a fan. He said they're not going to play these multi-day tournaments anymore. Not only did you play in this, but you added another game to it. Why? And what do you think this does for the team to come here and play road games that really test you?
Yeah. I mean, I love the event, and I've always, good things have happened when I've been in Hawaii. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. We've in the NBA, in college, and high school, I've had a lot of success here. So and being a West Coast program, it's a little different than an East Coast program coming out to Hawaii on a couple of days to get acclimated to everything. So everybody's a little different in their thoughts on it.
And then this issue that's come up the last two games about Masamba getting into foul trouble, and tonight you had another big get into foul trouble.
Yeah.
It really has hurt you guys. What adjustments need to get made so that he doesn't have those problems the rest of this tournament and the rest of the way this season?
I mean, they're big, man. He's as physical and strong a big guy as there is maybe that I've seen in college basketball. So I'm not surprised that he picked up fouls. He's a physical player. So, he's young and he's learning, and he's had some tough matchups like this early in the season to have already played against EK and this game. So he's going to learn a lot from it and take a lot out of it, hopefully. I mean, I hope not. I mean, I'm going to look at the film and we'll evaluate his fouls and see what we could do to help him. But I thought his defense on the last possession was big because we were considering going smaller, switching everything, but we went with him and we switched off and they had Swain. Was it Swain on him or no? It wasn't Swain, was it? It was Mark, I think, and he couldn't go by him, and that was a key defensive play.
Bobby, can you take us through it's Doug in the back. Can you take us through the 10-point deficit in the second half? Anything change in the huddle? Anything you said? What was going on?
Well, we talk about goalie help. When we say goalie help, weak side players go from strong side to weak side. You have to stay help side. And they were getting slips to the basket and getting layups. And that went on for a little while. And then in the next media, we stopped rebounding. So the message was, hey, could we just talk about all the issues we're having defensively, allowing them to score in the paint, driving the ball, and just do all those things that are necessary. And it was a tough huddle. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it was pretty as heated as it got all game. But the guys responded. And then the next huddle was hey, we didn't win anything. We scored, I guess, 11 straight or something. But now we got to start over again and do the things that got us to that point.
Tell me about your screen roll coverage. Was that part of the plan to make a lot of changes, or was it more adjusting to what they were doing as the game went on?
I mean, we were just trying to, as best we could, switch some things, put a force field around the paint as much as possible, and make them hit perimeter shots. And that didn't really work completely, right? Because they have 46 in the paint, so that's a big number. So we got to review that, got to go over it. But they are big and physical, so you would expect that they might have a bit of an advantage on us there.
And talk about Mo in practice. I mean, how do you know? How do you know he's got this in him game in? I mean, I think it was 146 left in the first half when he made his first field goal, and yet he's smooth as soon as he gets rolling.
Well, we as a staff watched his WCC tournament last year, and he really put up big numbers in that event at Fort Pepperdine against really good teams, St. Mary's and teams like that in the tournament. So we thought his game would translate. And sometimes when you're a coach, you there's a ceremonious hand the guard the ball and hey, run my team. But he just went in the gym and practice and dominated practice and said hey, I'm the guy. So I'm going to lead this team, and he did it by action. And from there, we've just been kind of following his heart.
All right, last question for Coach.
Hey, Coach. You just answered one of the questions. So this one is, you got a quick turnaround, okay? And I know you savor the win and everything, but you got such a quick turnaround. So what are kind of the things, even though great game and everything else, what are kind of things that loom in your mind right now that you think you need to fix or you need to talk about and be ready to change and do better in the next game?
Well, I mean, we watched the game. I watched as much of that game as I could, the first game before us. So, we have to now reset and, leave all the emotion that happened at the end, the dramatic way that we won the game, and now figure out a way to, be mature enough emotionally to come back out again. We have an opportunity in the semifinals to go to the championship game, and that's got to be the only thing that we're thinking about between now and 3 o'clock, I think it is. Is that right? Not sure. Yep. Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. Welcome, Texas, to the Media Center. Coach Miller, any thoughts on the game? How did your team play?
Well, I'd like to credit Arizona State. I think around that 8-minute mark, might have even been less. We created an advantage, 8, 10 points, maybe 12 points, where, a lot of times you get into the mid-second half and you're down 10. It's easy to lose confidence, lose fight, get out of maybe what they do well, and they did just the opposite. They kept fighting. They made plays. They made plays on defense. Some of our turnovers probably had as much to do with us as them, but I credit them for fighting and making the game back to one possession. And we also knew coming in the game that Mo Odom is a terrific point guard. And I think there are times in the game where we did a good job on him. But look, when a guy gets 36 on you and goes 6 for 12 from 3, 16 of 18 from the free throw line, and then hits the game winner, sometimes you got to tip your cap. And he was terrific, too much for us to overcome. And again, I thought the key to the game was that establishing the lead that we did. And I credit Arizona State for fighting and getting a great win.
All right, any questions for Dalen? Please grab a handheld mic. All right, nothing for Dalen. Sorry, Dalen, you can go back to your team. Thank you. Any questions for Coach? It's right here.
Coach, these are always tough ones, hard fought down the stretch. What are some of the things you can take away from this game that you like what you did, and what are some things you want to try to correct here in this short turnaround?
You know, I think 19 turnovers is the key to our team. You know, we came in the game and for the most part through our early season, we've done a good job taking care of the ball. You know, we had 9 at the half, had a couple guys maybe that just were uncharacteristic in terms of, you know, just making tough turnovers. And look, we've had a couple plays late in the game. That stretch that I talked to you about when we had an advantage, part of what got them back into, you know, the one possession game is steals on an underneath out of bounds play after a timeout, a steal on a set play. And again, that's to their credit. It's also something we have to improve. It's tough to win against good teams, neutral court, when you have 19 turnovers. The other thing, and again, I'm anxious to watch the game, we had 28 personal fouls. That's insane. 28 personal fouls. You know, it's just, I think we had 2 charges. Man, it's just hard. And I thought that a couple times, you know, Arizona State, they put you in a position to guard the dribble, and, you know, they got into the paint and they were able to draw 3 fouls, you know, draw fouls from the 3 officials. You know, if one guy didn't catch it on the baseline and the other guy maybe didn't catch it on the wing, the guy at half court damn sure caught it. And I thought the 28 fouls was also a huge story. If I have 2 numbers that I walk away with is we have to play better defense without fouling and really take a look at the 3 officials on why we fouled, the 2 charges, and really look at those 2 charges because those are turnovers as well. And then obviously the 19 turnovers, which I talked about. But Mo Odom, he was terrific tonight, and he deserves all the accolades. Game-winning shot, 6 for 12 from 3, 16 of 18 from the free throw line. And he was fouled 8 times. So him and Anthony Johnson, they got fouled 15 times. It's tough when the starting backcourt can draw 15 fouls. So we certainly have to play better defense without fouling.
Sean, if you could, since you know that I'm back here in the back, since you coached against Bobby Hurley a lot in different scenarios, especially when you were at U of A, and he's in the last year of his contract. Last year was bad for ASU, and a lot of fans wanted a new coach this year. Would you just give me a quote on the challenges for you when you coach against a Bobby Hurley coach team and your thoughts of coaching against him?
I mean, nobody's coached more against the Hurley family than me. I'm surprised I haven't coached against his dad. I've caught Danny a million times. And by the way, I'm headed up there in 2 weeks to catch him one more time. Somehow we played Bobby here again. So I think I was counting between maybe 26 times I've coached against Danny and Bobby. But look, Bobby Hurley, I was on his team in the World University Games in 1991 in Sheffield, England. He was one of the greatest college point guards to ever play. He won 2 national championships. And, you know, he runs his program, he coaches his team, and I don't think that you could do much better in terms of a competitor, person that knows the game, runs a program, and does a great job. Obviously, they have a basketball family. I have a huge amount of respect for Danny, Bobby, Bob Sr. Those guys they love the game.
All right. Thanks for being here, Coach.